I don't know if we can anymore.
The charges for dirty money still exist, but yeah, don't know. I guess we don't know the exchange rates right now. What they, what the street value is? Because there used to be the street value. Uh,
Hmm.
it's not rolled cash, is it? Sterling.
It is.
It's rolled cash. There's a washed money dossier. But it doesn't say what its value is.
Um. All right. Let's see.
Money master doc.
Look for the channel for a hot minute now. Just want to say it's always a good time running into roads. I appreciate the kind words. Did you, Sterling? Did you observe her just crossing the road, or did you see how they got down?
I observed her from the moment she was on the sidewalk. She was not on property, on the sidewalk running southbound across Carcer Way towards Mount Zona. When I initially approached her, she was inside of a bus stop, leaned up against the side of the wall, in a demeanor in which looked like she was trying to conceal her person.
Got it. And when she crossed the road, she had those HVAC parts in her hand, right?
Yes, sir.
There we go. I've only been slamming on the fucking door for like 5 minutes. Oh, fuck me.
How fruitful was the conversation? Uh, just to kind of give you some more information, I guess, before you give your part, just kind of let you and talk. We have photos of the client alleged to be on the roof. It appears as if they potentially could be tampering with the HVAC equipment.
I have to go let my dog out.
Is there any
Give me a
chance I can
second.
see the photos? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, they can be provided if y'all wouldn't mind. I need a few minutes. I need to think about something.
Yep.
So if somebody wouldn't mind providing that.
Frost, do you want me to email you so you have my
I
email?
can yeah, I'll email to you. They're pretty much caught in 8K.
On top of that, upon arrival, I witnessed accused suspect on the roof, gave a radio description, all black motorcycle mask, carrying silver. I can't remember what I said, but I described it to be, a silver HVAC equipment. Um, Climbing up the roof, we went around to the west side. Ginger Ale's vehicle was parked on the west side of the courthouse. As I was sitting on the west side, Officer Rhodes called out that she was seen on the west side, appeared to be um, standing on there, and I guess that was at the time that he captured the photo. And it looks like after further review, this may be in the progress of tampering with the HVAC equipment. Nonetheless, as I said on the west side, I went to look southbound. I witnessed the suspect on the sidewalk from the moment I made eye contact. She was on the sidewalk, running southbound across Carcer Way with an HVAC looking silver turbo in hand running across the street. She ran towards a bus stop and leaned up inside the bus stop as if she was trying to conceal her person. That's when I made contact with her with lights and sirens. I didn't give any verbal cues to stop running as I was on my radio relaying what I seen to additional units. However, from the moment I did tell her to stop, She was detained. We needed to talk. She did stop. So I'm not going to be pressing any resisting, anything like that. But from when we
Okay.
made contact with her in the Mount Zona Hospital, she had all the parts in her hands still, motorcycle mask in hand, same description. She immediately though, as I mentioned, got on the cell phone, called a lawyer, and then invoked her right to remain silent. Here we are.
Okay. Is there any chance I can get my phone because she's asking for a different lawyer?
You've been fired, Ledson.
No, she quote unquote wants 2 lawyers on it. So I don't know. I don't know what another lawyer is going to be able to do with these fucking photos.
Did she provide a name or?
Some Jonathan guy or Sabin. Just call her.
There's only Damien Tinkerman on the yellow pages.
Can you try call Saban?
We called
Siobhan?
her
Yeah.
initially. She was in a meeting and referred me to you.
Yeah.
I think she said she's not doing
Can
lawyer
I
stuff right now.
phone back so I can call her.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
alright.
Ginger
Tell
Ale
her
did
that.
mention that.
Tell her that her client basically doesn't want really me on the case. So,
Okay.
where can I grab my phone real quick?
I had our receptionist bring it down here. Follow me. She's right.
Well, hold on.
Mhm.
She doesn't get the reception or the lawyer of her choice unless she's paying them.
I think she's firing Ledson.
Are they both in the room?
No, they went back upstairs to the front desk.
I'm gonna speak with her. Hello.
Hiya.
So what's going on with the attorney situation?
I'm getting a second attorney.
Ooh. You paying for that one out of pocket?
If I have to, yeah.
Okay. And who was it that you were calling?
My first attorney is gonna call Saman to get the name of the second attorney.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we're gonna double up.
I mean that's fine as long as you know. Well,
Yeah, I could pay.
well, hold
out
on.
double.
Wait, that means that you can afford an attorney,
Yeah, the government gives
so you
me
don't
money.
need the first one.
I mean, I'll pay for both if I have to.
Okay. I'm just, if you could afford a second one, that means you could afford an attorney, right?
The government gives you an attorney free, regardless of your affordability status. You could be a
Mm.
millionaire; they would still give you an attorney, right?
Do you need your rights read back to you?
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm pleading my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay. All right. It's just, with the right to an
Which I already
attorney, if you can't
had
afford an attorney, one will be provided by the state if
read,
available, right?
technically.
Mm-hmm.
I had
It sounds
given
like you
that.
can afford one.
I mean, the government. Listen, I gotta plead my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent
As
as
is
my
your
attorney,
choice.
Savant. Yup.
As
yup.
is your choice. So much for going to sleep, Ginger.
I really, really wanted to go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
right? And I still
Mhm.
want to go to sleep. You have no idea how hard it is
Mhm.
right now to not
You
just
lied to
wanna
me.
go to sleep. No, I didn't. I just extended for what was supposed to be not a long time. But I can't tell you any more information than that because I'm pleading my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
I'm not mad. Nor am I disappointed.
Yeah, because I would be asleep right now. I would be asleep. I would be asleep. Don't even listen. I
I don't even know
I
what
want
to
to go
say.
to sleep.
I don't know what to say.
Neither do I. Because I'm pleading my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent until I have an attorney present to speak and represent me.
Okay. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna call Siobhan and figure something out. Sounds like she can afford an attorney.
I want to make. I want to know how she's making her money. I need some money myself. Houses are expensive, roads. You seen the price of them recently?
I know we bought one up in Polito.
Hmm. Ruby wants to buy a $350,000 house, which is actually $400,000 with tax.
I'm listening to a song. Now I'm gonna go look at Ginger as I listen to Return of the Mac. Don't mind me, chat. I'm just eating my Oreos. What a random dance. Alice and Barrick were fucked.
All right, I'll take this attorney. Easy.
You're freaking going back.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're freaking.
Apologies. I was listening to Return of the Mac and then pointing at her every time, you know, you lied to me.
Once a liar, always a liar.
Mr. Tinkerman has arrived as secondary or new primary legal aid. Not too sure what's going on with Letson.
Ledson was like, she lied to him, so he's like, I can barely work with her now.
Only a fool lies to their attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm. That's fucked up. This spells rich. We're not rich. R-I-C-C-H.
I mean, I'm up to like $21,000 in my savings. Okay, looks like you're ready in interrogation.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
What's up, Rhodes? God damn, Rhodes, you look so
Hello.
good. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
And like a
Um,
cool freaking way. So here's the thing: is you're looking for trespassing for my client, correct?
Right now, misdemeanor trespassing is being charged, and possession of stolen goods, and that'll be for the HVAC equipment.
So, really quick, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or anything. Mr. Tinkerman, are you typically paid by the state?
Yes, I am bar
Okay.
certified.
So the reason I bring that up is because a bar certified attorney was already present. So I do believe that to mean that Miss Ale here would have to pay you out of pocket. She was provided an attorney, and then she did state that she would pay them out of pocket, which then leads me to believe that she has money to pay.
All right, I will fire my other attorney and I will take this one.
So it doesn't work that way. You're appointed an attorney. It's not
That is
really
true, you don't get a specific attorney.
yeah. So you can fire Ledson. He would get paid by the state, but you would have to pay, I believe, Tinkerman out of pocket here if he
I
would
will
be
pay
your.
you out of pocket. I have worked at the buns enough to save up enough money to pay you out of pocket. I will do this.
Okay, now is there like an agreed upon amount that y'all want to discuss ahead of time before we continue?
Sell reps are 800.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, perfect.
Bam. Alright, possession of
Should
stolen
I-
goods.
I've
what
never
would-
pushed that ever.
Would I
I'm
escort
gonna
Mr.
represent-
Letson
I'm
out?
gonna represent the state.
Fuck! No!
You can't. You're conflicted out at this point.
Yes!
I'm joking.
Fuck!
All right,
Oh,
I'm
my
out.
But
of
yeah.
here.
ADT isn't working.
I'll let
I
him out.
forgot.
Enjoy
I
jail.
can't even look at the. Okay.
His possessions are over at the receptionist desk.
Okay,
I left them there.
perfect.
Cunt.
This way. I had to read her rights again so she understood that she was only given an attorney by the state if she couldn't afford one, but she was telling me that her second attorney she'd pay out of pocket for, which
Oh
tells
my
me she could
God.
afford one, which means the state doesn't need to provide one.
Can I stay and watch now to see the
No.
outcome? I just want to watch her go to jail. Just let me sit in the other room and watch.
No.
Come on,
Mm-mm.
please. Fucking wasting my time like that.
Oh, well. Did you get your stuff back?
Yes.
Perfect. This way. All right through here.
I'm
a cranky,
professional.
tired-ass
I'm not gonna
bitch.
shout
Oh,
anything out
oh.
on my way out. I'm a professional.
Hello, Mr. Letson.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, I'm good. How are you today?
Fucking fantastic. I love fucking cunts.
Okay. All right. Goodbye. Thank you for coming.
Alright, thank
Oh, I
you.
just
See you
just
later now.
Very tired. I was around for way too long during a situation yesterday.
I need to self-report.
Okay, I need to speak to you anyways before I go. So just give me a second. Let me get off the phone with Lucas. Is there? Yes, I'm not staying around. Lucas, that was to you. I'm not staying around. That was to me. I was talking to Rhodes, not you. Okay, I'll see you at home. Goodbye.
I denied
Aren't
somebody an
you-
attorney.
You denied somebody an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you telling me? Can you tell Barrick instead?
No. I did not. Well,
Um,
I think it's proper.
Does that
They
walk
were. They asked for an attorney. We got Ledson. Ledson showed up. Something happened. She wants to fire Ledson. Unfortunately, too bad. You were appointed an attorney. She goes, "I'll pay for the second one." To which I had to remind her of her rights. She's entitled to one if she can't afford one. But now she's telling me she's going to pay for one, which means she can afford one. So we called the second one because apparently Ledson was being fired. I don't know why. But because she indicated that she could pay for one, I made it clear, Tinkerman, I don't think you can get paid by the state for this one. So he turns to her and goes, it's $800 for a cell rep. She goes, okay.
So
I don't.
So she's paying for the $800 or no?
Yeah, I think so. She thought she
Okay.
could. She wanted like she was trying to collect them all. She thought the state was gonna pay for all of them.
She said she could pay for it though.
Which that's exactly what I said. Listen, if you want another attorney, you can pay for one. But if you can pay for one, the state doesn't need to provide you with one. See what I'm getting at? If she can pay for one, she don't need the first one. She'll get the second one. You know?
No, I'm not following.
Okay.
And again, I'm so tired. I'm sorry.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say to your candidate is against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, one will be provided by the state if available. Okay? So she asked for an attorney. We call for one from the state. She takes issue with that after they arrive, right? She says she wants another one. We call Tinkerman. Tinkerman comes. I don't think the state paying for multiple attorneys for one person. And she said she would pay for a second one out of pocket, which means she can afford one.
Right. She's paying for Tinkerman to be her lawyer.
Exactly. But only because I told her the state ain't gonna be providing her attorney after attorney until she gets one of her choosing.
Yeah, I don't think that you this is the problem is you get the schmuck that shows up the day of your court case that doesn't have any information on your situation.
Yep.
Like that's you get whoever you get.
Uh-huh. And if she wants to pick someone, she can pay for them. But now she's paying $800 for a cell rep.
Okay. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay, good. All right, what do you want to talk to me about?
I'm going off duty. You could, if you want to take a Taurus, you can take a Taurus. If you want, you can take mine. I fixed it yesterday, so it's very, very fixed.
Okay.
If you want.
Did you hear about my idea for vehicle
What is it?
repairs?
No, let me hear it.
When you end your shift, if your vehicle is still in relatively good condition, you throw $1,000 in the lockbox. And then next shift, when somebody picks it up, by the time their shift is over, it'll probably finally actually need a repair, and that person only pays $1,000, but we'll have the other $1,000 to put on top of it.
I like that. We could also do something along the lines of like starting to just put money into the PD budget.
But then we're dealing with money we won't have access to. It's not immediate.
Yes, I feel like we should.
Yeah, lockbox in the car, $1,000. A note: this vehicle didn't need to be repaired yet, but $1,000 in the lockbox.
$1,000 I think is probably too steep. We need to come up with a. But yes, that I like that idea because okay. Well, the truth is, I'll just give you. I'm assuming the lawyer speaking to your person, or is somebody else handling what's going in there?
Yeah,
There's
Sterling
a
and
bunch
Frost.
of you, right? Okay. Because yesterday I'm not gonna lie, I had a fucking baby rage. I was throwing a fit because, and maybe not a fit. It's the best thing. I'm just trying to come up with a solution because it's a joke that we are paying for vehicle repairs. To be honest,
Turner
and
told me
itself.
$3,500 for a repair the other day.
Who did?
Turner?
For himself?
He said somebody said their repair cost was $3,500.
Well, that's because the car probably I got a 3,000 for 2 across yesterday on a Taurus at Popular Street.
I threw up.
And that was with a tip. I gave him $100. I was too lazy to type 2,900 into the withdrawal at the bank. And you want to know how much I drove that car? I drove it from the station to Occupation Avenue where they chased a suspect on foot, and I drove it back to the station, and that was it for the whole shift. And I paid $3,000 to get the vehicle repaired because it needed 2
Alice,
across.
are you contributing to the problem? Did you find out who was the problem?
I looked at the logs to see who was the last person to take it out. And
Everyone took it out and put it back in
they
immediately.
put it, yeah, because they saw they took it out, needed 2 across, put it right back in the garage. To the point that there was no one on the list that I could talk to about
You
why
know?
is this vehicle needing 2 across and not getting fixed.
I ran into the same issue earlier with the CVPI.
I said if I came on duty today and this Taurus was not fully repaired and fueled when I got on duty, there would be big fucking problems. Like I said I wouldn't want to be the person who took out this Taurus because I was not going to be happy. When I came back on duty today, I expected that Taurus to be, if somebody took it out and used it a little bit, sure. It best be, if it needs 1 across, that best have been repaired for fucking 1 across.
I agree. Oh, and with my mindset of like $1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the person on the second, there's already $1,000 in there. Person goes to Mosley's. There's nobody there. There's no one at Popular. That person throws $1,000 in the thing, and the next person now has $2,000 already in there to get the vehicle.
To get it fixed.
Exactly.
It's a little annoying. They have to do it at the beginning of the shift.
But at least the money is tracking the car because it's in the car, you know?
Correct.
That's why I'm like, I
Did you
think
tell
this might
to?
work. What was that?
Who did you tell this to?
Turner.
What did he say?
He asked some questions. I told him there's no way you can do it at like a very like granular level. Like you can't be like this person. Like if somebody was using a car for half an hour, the reality is they're not going to owe much. But if somebody was doing a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour shift, they need to put in the $1,000. But you can't do it as a time based thing. If it starts getting too complicated, it's too complicated. No one's going to want to do it.
Yes.
It needs to be least amount of paperwork. Somebody took the car out, they parked it up and put money in the lockbox. That's it. Like I should be able to start my shift looking at in my thing and know that my vehicle is going to need to be repaired, but there's at least money there to accommodate the use from the other officer.
Yeah. And again, this situation would be significantly handled if we just had
Are you good?
I started choking a little bit in my mouth. If we
Had a budget?
yeah, I mean, like I said, I paid, like I said, after I paid that $3,000 to get the car fixed, I then I inquired with Turner. I said, now, are we supposed to, at the end of every shift, get the vehicle repaired to full, regardless of if it needs a repair? And he said, yes, you need to get fully repaired and fully fueled at the end of every shift. And I said, well, I will take this vehicle to a mechanic shop. If I have this vehicle and it's fully repaired at the start of the shift, and I take it out, and it, I take it for a little bit. The next shift, somebody will take it for a little bit, and the next shift after that, they'll take it. And at the end of that shift is more than likely when it will need a repair. Maybe 2 people because we are getting into more pursuits now than we were, but it just simply one whole shift does not need 1 across. It's just.
So it gets even more complicated, Alice, because Vinny was explaining this stuff to me. Do you know that a master mechanic is efficient at their job and they only need 1 part to cover a 2-part repair? Which means if we're paying for 1 across, that means we can fully repair something down in the 80s.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I did not know that. No.
Okay, I'll make it make so much more sense. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you remember when I had that issue at Mosley's where I went and they're like, yeah, repair cost is going to be $1,500. This is like when the prices first started going up, and they said it was because we didn't have a contract. You remember that?
Yes.
Think about this. That literally just means that they were never charging us because most of them were master mechanics. They were never charging us for the second part because it didn't cost them an additional part. How else are they making a repair cost go from $1,500 down to $850? I imagine the entire price change was solely dependent on not having to utilize an additional part. And then when the contract expired, it changed to, well, we have to charge you for every part. under the assumption that, like, you know, now here's the thing: if you're dealing with an apprentice mechanic, it is what it is until they get trained up and know how to do things efficiently. Yeah, you might actually run into an issue where the person may not be able to do that. But if we're dealing with you know, career-long mechanics that are master mechanics, from my understanding, again, they're good at their job. Archon, thank you for the raid, man. I appreciate it. Which leads me to my next point. Even if we don't need technically one across, delaying it for that second shift and it still technically being one across to cover something down in the 80s, think of how much money would be saved there.
Even just as far as, even if we had a budget, we would still need to budget. Like, we can't just be like flourishing, slinging money around. For
Oh yeah,
nothing.
100%.
We still need to be.
You got food?
Yeah, we still need to be frugal with the money.
Oh,
right?
100%.
You know, like, we can't be just, again, someone takes the car out for an hour, we can't be paying $1,500 for one across for an hour anymore. Like, it's just not.
Yep, and you know
ridiculous.
What? If someone did, sorry, this is pretty good. If someone did take it for an hour, maybe they throw, you know, $200 or something. You know, unless they like really done fucked it up, who knows? Like, as long as it semi makes sense, you know?
Okay, so how about this instead? $100 an hour. For every hour you use the car, it's $100. And there's a way to track it because we'll be able to see what time they pull it out, what time they put it back. Now, what this will mean is that people will be putting in more money than they probably will need to put in for the car. However, that'll at least build something up. That's a problem though. Then what happens when there's spare money and then people start skimping that? We should be able to trust officers to not be pocketing money or not put their money in, right? But I guess that just means we just have to audit cars more often, which, I mean, to make sure people aren't stealing the money. Or again, this could just be something along the lines of, the fact of it is, and this is what blows my mind, is that the fact of it is that I'm even having to have it all comes back to the main point that I have, which is the fact that I even have to have a conversation with you about people having to put money into their car to repair their car for their work is ridiculous. Like, that conversation to me is ridiculous. I can't believe I even am trying. There's no justification for that because that is the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. How that was not vehicle repairs, how that's not been a priority from. I'm gonna have a conversation. I was gonna talk to Dakota yesterday. How that is not a number one thing that should be brought up every single council meeting, every single time. I don't know. Like that, I don't get it.
Alice, hear me out. I have the solution.
Yeah.
Foot patrol.
Well, that's what I said.
Hey, you! Pull it over. And you start rolling up to them. Not with the taser, but with the clipboard.
I said yesterday to Lucas, I said, I will foot patrol. I will get a bicycle. I will bike patrol. You will not see me driving a car if we do not get a budget for a car. I will walk the streets. We'll walk in packs of and walk in to do this in the thing. And that will be set a precedence of, if all the cops are on foot patrol, then maybe they'll be like, well, why? Well, because we don't have a budget to pay for car repairs, and I'm not paying to work. I'll come into work. I can do my job on foot just as much as I can.
Okay,
in a
counterpoint. People doing grime, people doing group 6, they do have to get their vehicles repaired. They are work vehicles, but like, I guess the difference is for us, we are using a shared vehicle. Whereas for them, they are assigned a vehicle that is theirs
yeah.
through and through. And so all of the...
I think they have to pay for their initial vehicle too. They have to pay for all the different vehicles.
Hmm.
My
I'm just
thing
thinking.
is that
Hey, you.
how
Pull it
much-
over. Come on.
I'm jealous. I can't. I don't know how to wield that very well.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
This right here?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Unfortunate.
Really sad.
Clipboard.
The holster in that is just too big for my hands. I have little female hands.
Oh. Keep it moving. Oh, I'm
The fact
dropping
that
them
you're
on the
just swinging that in
I'm
front of
so
me
sorry.
like that is just mean. You're
Alice, you
that's
just pick them
mean
up.
at
They're
this
right there in the ground.
No, little hands. I can't do it.
You sure you need another one?
That's fucked up.
Okay.
That's actually messed up.
You know what? You can do anything you set your mind to, Alice.
You see, it's actually this is pull it over. That's pull.
Oh, really?
That's pull it over. Pull over. Pull
Hey,
over.
pull
to the
it
side.
over. Come
Pull
on.
over. Oh, people are gonna think that means U-turn.
Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right.
I think that means spin it around or something.
Fuck. How do we... Oh my god, I have an idea. We set up barriers making Popular Street one lane in each direction. They'll have to stop.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyways.
I don't know. I don't know. The easy answer is hopefully after a conversation. Like I said, I'm gonna bring it up. Hopefully, it. And I guess the next thing is that, and it's so hard because if we make, I don't know how much do we know how much we make an hour? What's the exact amount we make an hour?
I don't know.
Last I think I heard it was 800. Actually, no. Okay.
I thought it was
Regardless, let's go.
700.
700, 800, whatever. 700 an hour. You have to work 3 hours to essentially pay for car repair,
Mm-hmm.
and that's at the 2100. And then beyond that is your money to keep, right? That's what you're making to survive. So, I just really hope people just will hopefully start saving up for cars.
Same.
And then that way they'll have their personal car and they then can repair it themselves as needed.
I'm gonna do desk duty.
That works too.
Alternatively, dispatch. Until we get one.
Speaking of which, I spoke to Dark yesterday. I think that I will be given the go ahead for essentially being able to do interviews and for
He gets an
hiring for
interview with
dispatch.
Turner on Thursday.
Okay, good. Flop was talking to me about it. I think for the future ones that I think seniors will do the interviews and we'll do then give the like, hey, Captain, I think this person's a good fit, and then I think they will hire off of that. I think.
I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is great.
Anyways, point is, I'm gonna speak to Nakota. Hopefully, I'm hoping soon that our vehicle thing won't be a problem for much longer. And when you move like that, then I get really.
So I was just picking them up.
Really.
Yep.
Now you're showing off that you can hold more than one at a time.
There we go. Yep. I'm ready. Continue.
It's disrespectful, Matt.
What? Are you okay?
Sure. Hopefully it won't be a problem for much longer. I am going to speak to Nakota. I'm passionate about getting a fund for vehicle repairs. However, in the meantime, I will speak further. I'll make a not going to do it right now because I'm going to go 42. When I wake up later on, I will make a report about your idea and for a spitball to see about this going forward because I do like the idea. That way it stops because again, the amount of times every time I would go to get the vehicle repaired, they'll say your vehicle doesn't need a repair yet, and I'll say, okay, thank you so much.
Okay,
And I
great.
drive
I'll
away.
put $800 in the lockbox for the next officer.
What do you think $100 an hour is it's as opposed
I
to
think with the
700 a shift?
varying prices of parts, it might be a little too small.
Well, essentially an 8 hour. Okay, so let's do 200 an hour, just to cover it.
That might be too high.
Well,
actually, if it's 100 an hour,
mhm.
but it's like the amount of hours you've been on duty, not in the vehicle, that might work. Because you may,
it would be based on the hours you were on duty.
you know, if you're on duty for 6 hours, $600. I don't know actually, because I don't feel like that would be enough. But it might. I don't know.
Well, you got to think about it. 6 hours, $600. The car's not going to be constantly driven.
Yeah, but that means 24 hours of it being out would be 2,400, which would be a repair. I think that's too little. Too little money for the amount of time out.
I think that it would cost more than one cross in a 24 hours of drive time.
Yeah, I 100% believe so. Especially if it's crashed.
Okay, so back to the 200 thing.
I'll be real. I think just 1,000 a day or whatever might just work.
We just need a master mechanic to work for the police department.
Yeah, I'm about to be a fucking mechanic.
I'm about to go become a fucking master mechanic to fix
Actually,
our damn
Alice.
vehicles.
Alice,
Yeah?
hold up. I have a solution.
Wow.
What if we don't come on duty and we do group 6?
So
We got Louise. She's the hookup.
Louise is actually low key. She's with Spirit all along. She saw this. Louise is a genius. She saw this from miles away.
You think she's just like filthy rich?
I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about it another way. I just feel like I think an hour base. Okay, because this and then it comes all back to this. Imagine if we say you have to put $200 per hour that you work into a vehicle box. That means that quote unquote $700 we're making per hour just dropped to $500 an hour. By the way, just soak that one in a little bit. That's fucked.
Me.
That's fucked.
That's not even including our equipment. Our equipment gets expensive.
That's not equipment. That's not food. That's not gas. That's not.
They don't even pay for our senior buns PTSD shit. We don't even go there no more. We eat from vending machines. You know, I buy barrack safe snacks, BSSs. I buy chips from the vending machine that I don't eat in case Barrack gets hungry.
I am just trying to think. I want to fix this issue because I think that while this is not like the end all be all, imagine how much happier you would be when you come on duty and you're like, oh my goodness, I know that the car I'm going to get into is not going to be a piece of trash. Like that's just one thing to try to like boost that like mentality, right? How happy you would be that, oh my gosh, I can get in the car and it drives. I can do my job. I don't have to worry about it.
Alice, you weren't there. Lucas was. The mayor literally said word for word, you guys are going to need to suffer just a little longer.
As in, do you think that he's going to fix it?
He said something's on the horizon, if I recall correctly. But I don't know what that actually entails or what it was referencing specifically.
Do you think he's gonna line us up and execute us?
I guess he is our supervisor. If he tells me to do
feel like
anything,
it's
I
like,
will
you know-
utilize my officer discretion to not.
I feel like that only a little longer is. I feel like that was like a fucking sickening movie quote of like you're smothering someone and you're holding your hand over their mouth or the pillow over the head and you're like you're whispering to them like don't worry, it'll be over soon, like as you're fucking smothering them.
You mean like how he has promised me an espresso machine? And so when I asked him about it, he was like, oh, it's hard, you know, it's hard to get it you brought in and stuff. Remember. And he started talking about a bunch of other shit that he has, you know. Wasn't his whole thing like, I want to make sure y'all have vehicles and y'all have this and y'all have that? We ain't got it.
I don't know
What's a
you're talking about
Scout?
when-
The only one I know of is the one I use elsewhere at home.
There's a Scout in the shared garage. It's an officer purchased one. I don't know if we're allowed to take it or not, but it is in the garage.
I don't want to take other people's shit.
I don't also want to take someone else's personal car. Somebody who's put money into it. I don't want to do that either. I wouldn't personally either.
The mayor microwaves his coffee, by the way, which leads me to believe that his decision-making ability is subpar.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't drink coffee, so I don't really have an answer for that. I used to. I take that back. I used to buy those little like coffee frappe-esque drinks. Pretty much, they're just sugar. There's sugar ice cream with a little coffee taste.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Pandia Espresso from the Korean Plaza years ago.
Hmm.
Once that place closed down, I stopped. You know, that was my only. And the only reason I did it was because Lucas would always do it, so we would go in there a lot. So I was like, you know, I eventually gave in one day and started buying them. But I once that place closed down, I stopped.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm still upset.
About what? The
It's
coffee
been
machine
30
microwave?
days and I ain't got my machine yet. He promised.
Well, did you
Ain't
ask
got
him
that,
about-
ain't got cars, ain't got no budget. What we got? What he provide? Himself
did you ask
power?
him- Did you ask him why we didn't have a coffee machine?
I was real sassy that morning. I'm be real. Slacks was talking about how he was hostage and there was an exchange for the release of somebody, and I said, listen, I was eating my pineapple. Okay, I was eating pineapple, and with my mouth full, I was like, so Slacks, we traded you for someone in custody? Ain't that against SOPs? Why'd we trade you?
What do you say?
Yeah. Well, they had like 3 people in custody. And then I said, well, isn't the whole purpose to ensure that, like, we don't ever deal with this moving forward because they know the expectation is we don't negotiate for the release of people? And now what we're saying is if you bring 3 people, we'll release who you want us to? But then he said something, preservation of life. And then I start thinking back to, like, Den and what happened to him. You know, his mind was in the right place. The outcome was bad.
Wait.
But-
Rewind and give me more context of what you're talking about. I missed. I don't know
What-
what is going on with Den. So you started thinking about Den and what his. What
Well,
happened.
for me,
Tell
it's
me what
like
happened with
it. Okay, do we care about SOP breaks or the outcome of a situation regardless of SOP breaks? Which one matters?
Repeat the question.
Do we care solely about the outcome of a situation regardless of whether or not SOPs were broken, or do we care about SOPs being broken if the outcome was good? Like, do we only care about SOPs if the outcome is bad? Like, surely the SOPs are there for a reason.
No, it should be no matter what.
Yeah,
The
then why did we
SOPs are-
exchange Slacks' life for somebody in custody? We are specifically forbidden from doing that. Listen, I'm not saying I dislike Slacks and you should have been kidnapped and or shot and killed. Okay? I'm just saying we have permanently set the expectation of if you do this, you can get somebody released from custody. That is flawed. right?
Yeah.
But the only reason that apparently people didn't get punished is what I'm assuming is that the outcome was good because people didn't get hurt,
It was on a whole nother level.
right?
Gosh, we just prepared you for the
Yeah.
Okay,
future.
but
man.
if
that's
anything-
setting a bad precedence for. Sorry.
Let you.
Good to see you, Rhodes.
Have a good one.
That's setting a bad precedence for the future for everything.
Yes, I agree. Which is why I'm saying the outcome, regardless that somebody is still safe now as a result, the long-term effects of that are going to be bad.
Sure,
So
because
whoever was
the next time
responsible
you
should be
don't do it-
striked.
the next time
Sorry,
you don't
dapped.
do it-
Dapped, not striked,
Sorry,
dapped.
sorry.
No, they should get striked. They should get
I-
striked.
Guns have been taken off
Ah!
the street, except for that
Don't
one.
know if since.
I don't mean strike points. I mean striked. Hit.
Oh,
Well, next time, they will get violent because we already offered.
Because now we're
believe
going to
it's
tell
the
them no,
raptor,
and they're
sir.
going to say, well, it's
They're
happened
gonna be
already.
mad. Yeah, they're gonna
That's
be
what
mad.
I,
They're
so
gonna be
so
more
even though
mad.
the immediate outcome seems to be good, the long-term outcome is bad. Therefore, if we care about the outcome, this is both a bad SOP break, bad outcome.
Huh? What did you do, sir?
No, I didn't do anything. I'm angry.
What
I'm
did you
angry.
do?
Hey, I got her process. I'm gonna go do my statement.
Graves, I have a question for you.
Hit me. Don't hit me, please.
I won't strike you.
Okay, thank you.
Captain.
What do we not give in exchange for hostages?
Money,
Uh-huh.
PD equipment,
Mm-hmm.
ourselves.
Nailed it. Nailed it. See, I'm not the only one. That is the norm. Frost, has everything been taken care of, by the way? With
Yeah, it's we got it processed. Sterling
Sterling
turned
is.
into a.
Oh, he is a queen. I love him.
At first, he was unconfident with his charges, but then we made him confident, and he pushed the charges.
Just
They
that
got it
little
all.
pep talk, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go,
See that
Sterling. Let's go.
confidence.
good shit. I genuinely think Sterling is one of our most personable new cops.
It's wonderful.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Back himself.
Oh, I have a couple of questions.
Ask away.
We have 3 officers, or is it 2 officers that, no, 3 officers that were kidnapped, had their equipment stolen, and then thrown headfirst into the canals.
Oh.
Kit Archer is currently in the ICU. That's
Oh, no.
report 2878. I believe that Viv Gray was also taken. Hold up, we got 2867, which is Officer Rooker, and then Gray is 2860. And I'm a little concerned, and of course, I just saw that Bayweather was robbed again today. So these are all shift 1 and shift 2 officers.
This all took place during shift you.
Okay.
So
I'm
that's
just sort of
Roll those for 2879, which has the 4 that were robbed. I don't know the details amongst all of them, but I believe all of them are same MO.
Turner, I need to know if I did wrong.
All right.
So somebody was read their rights. You know, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you said you can't, blah, 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 blah. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one will be provided by the state if available, right? So they call or they ask for an attorney. We get one. They, I guess, don't like their attorney, but they've been provided one. So they asked for another attorney. Now, they're not necessarily entitled to attorneys by the state. In addition, they said, well, I'll pay for the second one, to which makes me believe that they can afford an attorney and therefore one doesn't need to be provided by the state, right?
No, Rhodes.
What do you mean, no?
oh, the state
should do
providing
every-
attorney.
We
if
should do
one is
everything we
avail-
can to get him a attorney if there is one available.
Yeah.
That one,
I
if
agree.
he doesn't like that one,
They
if
don't
he
get
has
to
some
pick and
issues or quorum,
choose.
well, if he's got a problem with them and he doesn't feel he's going to represent him properly, we should try to find him another attorney.
Oh, no. They wanted, like, the Avengers. They wanted to stack them up.
What?
Yeah, they just wanted more than one attorney.
I mean, it says if one is available, that's what we provide for.
We provide
Mhm.
legal representation. If they don't like that, if there's some sort of,
Then anything beyond that is at their
conflict.
cost, right?
I mean, they're all paid out of the state. If there's another one available, you should try to get it. You should be operating in good
Oh,
faith.
I did. I did.
I'm not saying. I'm not.
But I
saying
told
all at once.
Damien, she was providing an attorney by the state, and so if he would like to request money outside of state funds, and then he turned to her and said it's $800 for a cell rep, to which she said okay, and I think everything was good from that point forward.
Well, if she agreed to it, so be it.
Exactly.
It says if you can't afford one will be provided to you by the state. if
But she
available.
could afford one because she did.
That's up to them to decide if they can afford it, right? Not us. Which it was.
She
and I
said she'd
think
pay
you're
out of
fine in this
pocket,
situation.
therefore she can afford it, right?
Right, which is fine.
Okay, then perfect. We're good.
Well, I don't think any issue on this time around.
Heck yeah. Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
But for the future, right? We should do
We
everything
did-
we can to get
Oh,
that
yeah,
legal representation.
We did. We at no point did we deny
Right.
her. I just started to tell her, listen, this might be at your own cost. I don't think the state's gonna be covering a couple attorneys for you.
I think they would. I don't think you should mislead them. I think the state would cover it without a doubt.
You think that the state can't
Yes.
cover repairs, but they're gonna cover multiple attorneys for these people? You sure about
They have-
that one?
They have 30+ million in the bank account. I think they can.
Then they can be buying us
30
cars.
million?
30 million?
What?
30 million?
30 million.
You can't
yeah.
afford our repairs?
You're telling me there's 30 million in the account?
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
have
absolutely.
to pay my hard-earned money to fix the cars?
Yep.
What are
That's
they
correct.
doing?
I don't know what they're doing, but the treasurer is trying to sort that out and get that approved for us to get repairs. Meanwhile, I just got 3 engines replaced, so CUPI should be in some better shape out there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm waiting until once there's some larger turbos that are available from Mosley's, I'm gonna go purchase probably about 20 of them myself. I'll put them on all the cars. We'll get them
Damn.
Please
sorted.
keep receipts.
That's good. You should keep receipts.
Mhm.
Hopefully. The reason I came around yesterday was to speak to Dakota about the trying to what's the status of the budget for vehicle repairs. Is that being a conversation brought up during the council meetings, so on and so forth? And obviously we got wrapped up with other things, so I didn't get a chance to speak to him, but that is my priority currently, is to meet up with him to hopefully
I think it's hilarious
find
that everyone
out any
thinks it's
kind
the
of
treasurer.
information about that, 'cause-
Right. And I mean, like I told you yesterday, and I think I told Rhodes earlier today.
Mhm.
It's not really the treasurer that's not paying us. It's the
Sure.
approval she has to get. So,
Okay.
but either way, I mean, it's good to communicate, good to push that towards them, and I think we, like I told Rhodes today and told you yesterday, we need a plan in place to deal with repairs. So it's again, it's not fair for people to be hopping in a car and it's all the repairs are put on them and the cost comes out of their pocket. If I had it my way, it'd be a budget that we can talk to a repair shop, that we get them repaired, keep them in tip-top shape all the time, ready to go, and nobody's having to pay out of pocket or anything. But unfortunately, it's not the world we live in. We got to work with what we have.
Yeah. And
Just got to make the best of what we have.
Rhodes was discussing with me the idea he has, and we're brainstorming a solution for the time being until we can get a budget, which I like the idea of putting the money in the glove box.
Block storage, not glove box. We get
Sorry.
robbed.
I'm sorry. I just
Oh,
misspoke.
big time.
I think that figuring out an hourly usage would be better. Personally.
I think that'd be more of a headache. What happens with the hourly usage? I take it out for 4 hours, but I'm in meetings for 3.5 of those 4 hours. That's also not fair, right?
I think that would essentially what inevitably would happen would be there would be extra money for vehicle upgrades as far as turbos and things like that. So I think that inevitably it would all kind of even out until we can get a budget.
Alternatively, hey you,